Jo and Company. Yeah, I'll cover a few birds with this one stone. I was about to start releasing letters on the Idaho 4 case. However, my attention was caught, like everyone else's, to the headlines of your arrest. I've taken some time and dug into the limited information that has been released, and then listened to a family member's account of when and why you were arrested. I will be very honest. I immediately knew it had to do with the Juvenile Family Court case. When I saw the charges, that it was contempt of court, it didn't take long to figure out it was related to the gag order. And I am not surprised in the least. Now, I'm not one to say I told you so, but damn it, Billie Jo, I told you so. Although I'm no fan of yours at all, I've been giving you some decent advice that you refuse to take. And now, tell me, how's that working for you, sweetheart? You can blame the police, the FBI, the judge, and the city. You can blame the whole world. But it is because you kept running your mouth and listening to the wrong people, like the red light district proprietors of YouTube. You are solely to blame for your circumstances. And for everyone running around saying this has or hasn't to do with the case of Quinton's demise, let me sum it up for everyone. It isn't directly related, no, but indirectly it is. I'll say it more than once in this letter, so let me be clear. If Quinton was alive and well today, there would be no family court case that cites his disappearance and the removal of his siblings or a gag order around it all. Billie Jo, you have continually talked about this case and everyone involved. The amount of comments, audio, and video on social media, all stemming from you, is unreal. Your words and actions alone laugh in the face of the judge who put a gag order on the family court case. One would think, with your history with the court system, that you would know better than to spew all over social media. How many times have you been read your Miranda rights? You know, the first line, it goes a long way in your favor if you use it, and I think you'd know better that every single word you say or write, every action you do, they will all come back to bite you and Leilani. I've told you at least 3 times in 3 different open letters, and I've heard countless other creators tell you to shut your mouth. Get a lawyer. And you just didn't listen. Did you really think the family court and the prosecutors would never hear the things you say? I promise you, every word you have said on a live, every word you have written, and every antic or slick move pulled, they will be put on full display and used to the fullest extent of the law against you or Leilani in some fashion. The gag order argument you are making about Diana's interview and the press coverage, those don't hold water. You and those involved in the case have gag orders relating to the family court case. The press can only speak to what is public record, and Diana speaks only to her experiences. You are in trouble because you violated an order of the court in a case you are named party in. Therefore, it does not apply to anyone else. Your rights are not being violated. You were given instructions for a reason. If Quinton were alive and well today, guess what? You would not be where you are right now. So say what you want, Cher and Company. It has everything to do with the demise of Quinton, because if he were here today, there would be no case and no gag order. Which now, Billie Jo, brings me to your pimps. You know, the red light district proprietors. Shall I name them? Why not? I don't have a gag order. So yeah, I'm talking to you, Cher, Queenbee, Savage, and anyone else who has hitched their wagons to them. I've been screaming this from the rooftops, as well as other creators. You are not Billie Jo's friends. You do not care about her, and there is no way you can or could ever convince me otherwise. I listened to your chat with a family member. You're welcome. That's not something I generally can stomach. As I sat there listening to the defensive backpedaling intro, let me add quickly, if backpedaling was an Olympic sport, Cher, Canada should put you on the short list for contenders ASAP. But moving on, when I heard the chat between you and a family member, I literally smacked my forehead over and over and over. I told myself, there is no way Cher is buying her own BS. Then again, history does tend to repeat itself, but I digress. Listening to the two of you talk about things that, according to you, occurred in a closed court, guess what? That would be a violation of the gag order. Saying you know things that you can't release publicly, Cher, that is a violation of the gag order. If you do know things that only Billie Jo would and should know, or those involved in the case, and you are claiming to know them in a public forum, you literally are throwing her under the bus. You are not named in the case. She is not allowed to talk to you either. And the fact that she does, and then you talk openly about that, it's shameful. I cannot believe you are not smart enough to realize that everything said will be used in court. You should never have allowed Billie Jo to speak publicly on your channels. A real friend who loves her, as you all claim, would have refused her request to speak. If she did it on her own channel, that's all on her. But you all held that door wide open and allowed it on your channels. Furthermore, you never should have encouraged her to spend money on fish heads and manure or a banner with your face. My gosh, the woman is in dire need of money, and you just tout and encourage every bad decision she makes. She has been exploited and exposed by you and your minions. You are nothing but wolves in sheep's clothing. You all feast on her pain and desperation and pass her around like pimps running their virtual corners. You know exactly what you are doing, and you just don't care. Billie Jo, I have no idea if you will heed this final warning. Honestly, I hope something does stick legally. You may not have caused Quinton's demise, but you are most definitely complicit. Ever hear of if not for this, then that? Well, in your case, if not for you giving in to Leilani and allowing her to care for those children when you were the legal guardian, then Quinton would still be alive. There should be justice for Quinton for what happened as a result of your action and inaction. You're in a bad spot, and the counsel you have received from your so-called friends is about to land you more heartache than you are dealing with now. Get a lawyer. Stay off social media and YouTube. Get some counseling and some rest. You need it, believe me. The Advocate.